All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really clever kitchen hack if you're looking for something delicious, filling, and incredibly fast for those days when you just have zero energy left in the tank. You are exactly where you need to be. We've all been there, right? That end of the day cooking fatigue hits hard, and honestly, the mere thought of rolling out roti and making a complex subzi is just, well, completely overwhelming. Or maybe you're stuck in that chaotic morning rush, trying to get the kids out the door, and you need real food on the table fast. This explainer is all about tackling that exact universal struggle.
But here's where this stress-free hack completely changes the game. This is what we're calling the zero grind, zero soak solution. Normally, making a savory pancake or a dosa means soaking lentils overnight, then dragging out that heavy grinder the next morning. Not today. This method needs absolutely zero overnight prep and zero heavy machinery.
And the absolute best part? 5 minutes. The whole shebang takes literally 5 minutes from start to finish. We're talking about opening your pantry, tossing a few basics together, and sitting down to a hot, satisfying meal in the exact same time it takes you to brew a cup of coffee.
Okay, Section 1, mixing the base batter. Let's look at the core dry ingredients we need to get started. The beauty here is the absolute simplicity. You just need equal parts of Besan, gram flour, and rice flour. Specifically, the source uses half a cup of each. Then, to bind it all together, start with about a full cup of water. It's a super easy ratio to memorize. Equal parts flour, double the water to start.
The prep is an absolute breeze. Just combine the flours in a bowl, gradually pour in your water, and whisk it thoroughly. And here's a great little pro tip. During the rainy season, Besan really likes to clump up into these annoying little knots, so make sure you whisk it vigorously until that batter is completely smooth.
Now pay close attention to this part because it's a fantastic nugget of culinary wisdom. You really have to watch your consistency here. Everyone's flour absorbs moisture a bit differently, so depending on your specific brand, you might need to splash in, say, 4 or 5 extra spoonfuls of water. You are actively aiming for a semi-thick batter, not too watery but definitely not a thick paste either.
Moving right along to Section 2, spices, veggies, and fluffiness. This is where we pack a massive amount of flavor into our simple base.
Time to bring this dish to life. Toss in a handful of fresh chopped coriander, salt to taste, and a teeny tiny pinch of turmeric, less than a quarter teaspoon, really just for that golden pop of color. Add half a teaspoon of whole cumin seeds, a couple diced green chilies for a little kick, maybe 7 or so curry leaves, and an onion. Oh, and the best part? Don't stress about finely dicing that onion. A quick, rough chop works brilliantly.
What I love about this is how insanely versatile it is. Cooking shouldn't be rigid. Missing something? No problem. You can instantly swap the rice flour out for suji, that's semolina. Want a different flavor profile? Trade the cumin for ajwain, also known as carom seeds. Out of Eno fruit salt, sweet baking soda works like a charm.
Okay, let's talk about the real secret to that perfect texture. Right before you cook, and I mean literally right before, don't jump the gun here, mix in half a sachet of Eno fruit salt. This is your magic rising agent. It reacts instantly with the batter, creating all these little bubbles so your quick snack puffs up beautifully instead of falling flat and dense.
All right, Section 3, the tadkapan technique. With our batter perfectly spiced and bubbly, let's look at the clever tool we're using to cook this.
Forget dragging out that massive, heavy frying pan. We're using a tiny tadka pan. Usually, these little deep skillets are just for tempering spices and hot oil for dals, right? But here, it's brilliantly repurposed as a perfectly sized, mess-free mini pancake mold. That means way fewer dishes to wash and absolutely no standing over a hot stove managing a giant tawa.
The actual cooking flow is beautifully streamlined. Just lightly grease your pan with a touch of oil, butter, or ghee, pour in exactly 1 ladle of batter, and let it do its thing on a strict low flame. You can cover it for a few seconds to trap the steam, or just leave it open. It cooks incredibly fast either way. Once it puffs up, simply flip it over to crisp up the other side.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that batter going to stick like glue? But no, here is the crucial pro tip. Don't rush it. If you have a little patience and let it cook on that low flame with just a tiny touch of oil, it absolutely will not stick. That low heat builds a natural crust that releases effortlessly from the metal.
Okay, we've made it to the final step. Section 4, serving the crispy snack. Let's see the exact payoff for our 5 minutes of work. From that super humble half-cup ratio we started with at the beginning, you are going to easily yield 4 to 5 perfect golden brown pieces. That is literally the ideal portion size for a hearty individual breakfast, a really satisfying evening snack, or even a light dinner.
As for serving, you've got some great options. You can plate them piping hot with some standard tomato ketchup, or level it up with a vibrant fresh green chutney. But honestly, with all those chilies, cumin, and onions we packed inside, they are so incredibly flavorful that you can absolutely devour them completely plain right out of the pan.
The texture contrast is just wow. It makes this super simple dish feel like a massive culinary achievement. You get this incredibly crispy exterior straight from the oiled tadka pan, but when you bite into it, it gives way to a soft, fluffy, and seriously tasty inside, all thanks to that Inno trick.
So, the big takeaway here? Unbelievable convenience doesn't have to mean sacrificing flavor or texture. The next time that cooking fatigue creeps in, grab your little tadka pan and raid the pantry. What unexpected spices or veggies are you going to throw into your own 5-minute creation?